Hello everyone. Now I love historical fashion and have made myself an 18th century style English gown. So fun! Today I'm going to show you how I made an 18th century style skirt known as a petticoat. Petticoats are simple to make. They don't require any patterns. You essentially need two rectangles of fabric sewn down the sides and pleated on top. They were worn with short gowns, or what we would think of as blouses, and they were worn with long gowns that had open fronted skirts, just like mine, so you can see the matching petticoat underneath. I learned how to make this from tutorials from the American Duchess and Koshka the Cat blogs. Like I said, you don't need a pattern, and I made my petticoat using a sewing machine and modern hemming and seam techniques, but with an 18th century shape. It took me less than a day. You can wear the petticoat by tying the back piece in front and tying the front piece to the back. There's a gap at the side so that you can adjust for sizing, and you can access the pockets that you have put on below. To calculate the skirt pattern, I took half of my waist measurement and multiplied it by 3 to account for the pleats in the skirt, added 1 inch on each side as the overlap and 1 inch overall as the seam allowance for both sides. So that came up to 45 inches, or basically the width of the fabric. The length of the skirt was basically from my waist down to how long I wanted it to be, plus the seam allowances. The fabric is the exact width I need to make the petticoat, so I only needed to cut out the length of the skirt. So I folded it in quarters to make it a little bit more manageable, pinned it, measured it, and cut it out. I'm using a modern fabric, so I used pinking shears to make sure that it doesn't fray as I work with it. Now I want the center front piece to be just a little bit shorter, so what I'm doing is folding the front piece in half, and then I'm folding the fabric and pinning it so that there's a diagonal line going from the side to the center. Then I just went to the sewing machine and sewed all of that down, and then it's time to start measuring and pinning the pleats that are going to gather the petticoat to the waist. Now, 18th century petticoats are pleated in very specific ways according to what I've learned. I'm marking my pleats 1 inch wide, and I will be doing the front first and then showing you the back, which is very different. Now, the pleats are going to be 1 inch wide. I found that to be very practical and easy to do for this quick project. Now, as you can see, the center of the front is a wide box pleat. It's about 6 inches wide in front, but really the pleat only comes in about 1 inch on each side, and the rest of the pleats are just knife pleats hitting away from the center towards the sides. What I decided to do next was to use a needle and thread and baste the pleats in place. This just prevented mistakes at the machine and made sure all the pleats were precise and accurate to save time, unpicking mistakes. Then I went to the sewing machine and comfortably, sewed down the pleats. I did the back of the petticoat in the same way as the front. It's almost like the opposite. So we have the sides and we have knife pleats going in from the sides towards the center back. So the knife pleats are pointing towards the center back, and they meet in the center and form an inverted box pleat. Now it's time to sew the front and back panels together. Now you can see that I'm using the selvage as the side of the fabric, so I don't need to be hemming it, but you can always do a French seam to enclose any raw edges you might have. However, I will not be sewing the entire side seam. There will be 5 inches from the top on both sides that will be instead folded in and sewn separately rather than together. Sewing this by machine is so easy and so quick, so I'm just doing a simple straight stitch. I'm cutting an inch wide strip of the fabric. It's going to be used like bias binding, but you can cut it straight across to save on fabric. You're going to need two pieces, one for the front of the petticoat and one for the back. They're going to be separate. Each piece is going to need to be long enough to tie around your waist, and to attach it to the petticoat you can kill two birds with one stone by using it as like a kind of bias binding to enclose the top raw edge of your skirt. After pinning the strips of fabric to the top of the petticoat, continue folding and pinning the rest of that strip at the sides, both on the left and right, so that they will become the ties that you'll use to tie your petticoat together. Now just sew the ties and the part of the ties that become like the binding for the top of the petticoat. Sew it all with a simple straight stitch and then hem the bottom of the petticoat. That's your final step and we are done. Here is a close-up view of how you tie the skirt together, back to front and front to back, making sure that you tuck in any knots under the petticoat. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to make more historical sewing or historically inspired sewing videos in the future. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye!